Hello there. Today we are talking about the cube from GAN, the GAN 356M. The cube comes in a very nice package, with a drawstring bag made of a nice material. The cube itself is in the transparent box, and there are 4 sets of springs which have different strength. This cube is really fast. This is so fast that I can easily do U3 flicks with one finger. It has light and airy feeling, but at the same time it has really snappy corner cutting and really strong magnets, which helps to keep the cube stable. Also, this cube is really quiet and incredibly low pitched. Overall, this cube feels very satisfying to turn, and I fell in love in the feel of this cube when I first tried it out. The stickerless shades of this cube are very nice. The colors are bright, the contrast is really good. The only thing I don't really like is the contrast between orange and red. I think orange is a little bit too dark. Overall, it's pretty good. The regular corner cutting of this cube is really good. Small corner cuts are just effortless. Past 45 degrees, it's more effort, but this cube can cut these corners. The reverse corner cut is actually one of the best I've ever seen in my life. It can cut just line to line. The customization system of this cube is pretty average. The only thing you can do is changing the spring strength by swapping them out. The magnets look like they are swappable like in GAN X, but they are not, they are glued in. As I said before, there are 4 sets of springs. Yellow the strongest, green are weaker than yellow, blue, which are pre-installed in the cube out of the box, weaker than green, and purple, the weakest set of springs. This is how you swap the springs out. Firstly, you should take out the center cap. It may be hard, especially if you cut your nails short. Choose this setting on the spring, so you can take the spring out. You don't need any tools, you can do it with your finger. Do this, and you can take the spring out. Open this thing to choose the spring you want to swap. Don't forget to put the spring you took out from the cube in this plate. Install the spring in the centerpiece. When you did it, you have to choose the setting, 0.6 or 0.8. It's all up to your preference. If this thing on yellow is pointing at 0.6, then the yellow side is on 0.6 setting. I'll explain later what it means. You can do it with your fingers, you don't need any tools. And don't forget to put the center cap back on. Well, let's talk about what these settings do to your cube. The screw settings determine how much the pieces can move around, and this affects on things like corner cutting or corner twists. And if screw is looser, it's easier to corner cut, but it's easier to twist the corner. And if screw is tighter, it's opposite. Springs affect on how easily the pieces can move around, because springs apply some force on the pieces and it makes harder for pieces to move around. And stronger springs make the cube feel slower, less flexible, but more stable. And weaker springs make cube feeling more flexible, faster, but less stable. And it's a trade-off between speed and stability. My cube is on 0.6 setting because 0.8 was too loose for me, and it was really easy to corner twist. And there are green springs because blue springs were too weak for me and the cube felt really unstable. This cube is really good, and I dropped my average for like 2 seconds when I started using this cube. But there are some problems about which I'll talk about right now. Since the cube is so fast, sometimes it's really weird to control it, especially if you switch to it from something like the wall or the lock power, which are really slow in comparison with this GAN. If you turn too aggressively on this cube, it will punish you with a lot of lockups and it can really mess up with your confidence. especially on MU algorithms, because slice moves on this cube aren't as fluid as it wanted to be. If you undershoot an M move on this cube, it can completely lock up your cube, like this. And this is why you should turn relaxed and have a loose grip on this cube. And this is when your cube becomes fluid and really smooth. But in my opinion, it's not really a bad thing. It's the thing you should be used to, and once you adapt to the turning of this cube, you can set really good times with it. So this cube is really good. And I would be surprised if it wouldn't be that good because it's kind of expensive. Not as expensive as other game cubes, but still. So I will recommend this cube to people who really like fast cubes with really strong magnets, and also who really likes cubes with airy feeling. So that's it. I really hope that you enjoyed watching this video. Goodbye and happy cubing!